Doctor! Frankly, I'm astonished. To accuse me of killing Dr. Dekker when others around you must be the more likely choice. Oh dear. I think this has put our therapy back a few steps. We'll need to build up the trust again. Very disappointing. I think I was in my own head too much, manifesting things that weren't there. But I'm very much an art connoisseur now. It's definitely helping keeping me sane. I realise that I'm a very visual person, and paintings can keep me occupied for hours. I go to Providence whenever I get the time. It's the local art gallery here. The best time to go is late at night. You get the place all to yourself. Dr. Dekker deserved to die. I'm not saying I did such a thing, not something that I would confess to now whilst being recorded. But I'm happy to reaffirm that his death was necessary. Well, more than death, really. If I only knew where his body had gone. Now I can't be sure. I can't be sure that he's absolutely dead. The girl, chained in his basement, she'd most definitely have killed him given half the chance. I suppose if I'd teleported into his office one night to write myself a prescription and had run into Dr. Dekker himself, that I might have killed him then and there with the nearest available weapon. And in doing so, would be accoladed as the hero, not the villain that you're making me out to be. But we shall see, Doctor. We shall see. Good luck catching a man who can teleport when he wants to, though. Or maybe you don't think that I can. No!
I didn't kill Dr. Dekker. If anything, I'm guilty of not bringing him back to life. And that's manslaughter at best. Good luck proving my talent, Doctor. I suppose in hindsight it was self-defense all along. It hadn't occurred to me that I was just defending myself when I stabbed him. It probably just took the right lawyer to help me see it that way. I'm happy I'm free, obviously. Who wouldn't be? There's just one small problem, Doctor. My husband. He's still alive. So after all we've been through, you're accusing me? Of what? Murder? Or of not bringing him back to life when I said I would? The last one I'm definitely guilty of. He wanted me to kill him, but I wouldn't. I turned up here on Valentine's night and he was drunk already, as usual. I think he thought the alcohol and pills would take the edge off things, but he was woeful. Have you ever seen a man trying to push a paper spike through himself when he's drunk? I'm not saying any more while your camera's rolling, but know this. Dr. Dekker was more disturbed than any of his patients, and I stopped him. I put my wrongs right. Can you say that, Doctor? There's no need to go over old ground. I understand. David died when I stabbed him, and everything else since, everything else that's happened, that was all me. David, Anushka's father, Iris. What's next for me, Doctor? How do we cure what I have? By all accounts, and thanks to a very unfriendly jury, it seems like we're going to have quite a lot of time to figure that out.
No, you've got it all wrong. I'm not a murderer. I'm a good person. I help people. Why would I want to kill Dr. Dekker? Without him, I'd never have started shifting. Anyway, I had the prescription pad just in case, so there was no reason for me to kill him. I'm really shocked you thought it was me. Terry's been promoted to night sister. She hadn't been in, and I thought she was off sick, but apparently she was on a course. So she's my new boss now. I've already started looking for other jobs. It's no secret Terry hates me. But, you know, got to be positive about it. I could have a completely fresh start. There's a job on the children's ward I'm going to go for. No, you've got it all wrong. I'm not a murderer. I'm a good person. I help people. Don't you see? Dr. Dekker was going to ruin everything. If I showed him how to shift, I don't think he would use it to help people. Do you? He'd do bad things. I didn't want to kill him, but I didn't have any choice. I came back here after my date with Max. Confessed to stealing the prescription pad, so he let me in. Dr. Dekker was already drinking. It was easy to mix in a few sleeping tablets when he wasn't looking. Then I just waited. I was going to try to push him out of the window. Make it look like an accident. It would have been better for everybody, but I couldn't move him. So I used the paper spike. It's not a bad thing. I did it so I could keep helping people. You look so ill, Doctor. Here, take my hand. It's going to be okay. It looks like Terry won't be coming back. She hasn't been in for a while, and I thought she just had a bug or something, but from what I've heard, it's not good. Apparently, she's in intensive care, and they can't figure out what's wrong with her. Well, I'm not going to lie. Work's much easier without her watching over me. Does that make me a horrible person?
Doctor, we've had a bad day, haven't we? If you think I'm guilty, then one of your patients must have you just where they want you. I'll forget this indiscretion and go and put the kettle on. And perhaps you can have a lie down or something. I'd be careful what you say next, Doctor. After all, I know these sessions are being recorded. My job is to support the doctor, but only if the doctor is making the patients better. Do you think you're making the patients better, Doctor? I wasn't even here on Valentine's Day, and I wouldn't hurt a fly. If you believe, as I do, that we're here to help patients restore their sanity, to restore order, then you'd be happy that Dr. Dekker was gone, regardless of who did it. Nobody wants the inmates running the asylum, do they? Well, let's say you're right, that I did kill him. My job is more important than yours. I watch every doctor that comes through those doors, making sure they keep their heads. Without me, we'd have chaos. Without you, we'd have another doctor. So, Doctor, let me ask you again. Who do you think killed Dr. Dekker? Was it me? Or was it you?
I didn't kill Dr. Dekker. I can see why you may have thought that because of the money I owed him. But I wouldn't murder somebody to make a debt disappear. That's not something normal people do, is it? Besides, I was growing on him. I think if we'd have had more time together, he would have seen I am a sound investment. What do you think, Doctor? I'm not really sure what you'd call it. Mutually assured delusions? I think Dr. Dekker was projecting his weird fantasies on me, and it was just going to be easier to go along with it, to participate. I feel much better now I know I didn't hurt anyone. I didn't hurt anyone. Did I? Doctor, I didn't think you had it in you to jump on little old me. Was I too muddled? I think if you're going to tell the police that I'm guilty, then I'd like to speak to my lawyers. I'd like them to see the security footage from my apartment. The footage that clearly shows you coming over, uninvited, and pounding away on my door like a psycho. And then I'd have to tell them the truth. that you wanted to have Dr. Dekker's job so bad you killed him. That you made me seduce him and drug him so that you could run a paper spike through his heart. And then after, when I wanted out, when I wanted to tell the police, you started stalking me. That's the truth, Doctor. I guess that's far more believable than thinking Dr. Dekker was eaten by a creature from the deep, a creature that he was trying to appease. Or, I suppose you could tell them that I'm insane, and I could take the fall for you. Couldn't I, babe?
The creature can walk, and it's coming. It doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter what you think. It's going to kill all of us. It's going to kill everyone. It's going to kill you.
I'm not sorry he's dead, but I didn't kill him. I can't believe you're accusing me. The thought of being in an office alone with him late at night creeps me out. I'm hardly going to suggest it, am I? You're going to have to look elsewhere, Doctor. So I've got a new dog, a basset hound. She's got these big floppy ears and a really sad face. You know, even sadder than I look. Ginger. I call her Ginger. She's a rescue. But since I've had Ginger, I've never looked back. Literally. Not one day. Doctor, really? You said I was guilty yesterday too. And here we are. Again. Nobody's going to miss him. You've talked to the patients here. He was the problem. He cursed me, I'm sure, and with 2 weeks of straight days after his death. What more proof do you need? I'll tell you what I told the police yesterday. Dr. Dekker phoned me on Valentine's evening, and shortly afterwards I was standing in his office holding a paper spike covered in his blood. I had no idea how I got there or what I did. I just woke up like that. There was a suicide note, I took it. I'll show it to the police, but not to you. I think Dekker wanted me to kill him. I think he called me and activated some kind of kill switch because he wanted to end it all. That's going to be difficult to prove, but if you're showing them today's footage, make sure you show them the part where you activate me. You failed to do that yesterday. What do I need to say to get you to believe I'm innocent, Doctor? Tell me. We can try again tomorrow. She told me that she's killing people. And now I'm stuck in the same day. Can you imagine? Every day she greets me like we're so in love. I know what she's done. I know what she's going to say to me later in the evening. It's over. I can't be with her. But part of me likes it repeating. It's normal.
Yes, this is an intervention. I'm worried about you. You started talking like your patients' ailments are real and believing the stories they're telling you. So I want you to take next month off work, and I won't take no for an answer. Take the tapes with you if you must. You'll see the cracks. Just get better.
Stop worrying, Mr. Ashby. Yes, it sounds almost certain that you murdered your business partner, but I can get you a temporary insanity plea. I'm a lawyer, not an agony aunt. Now, as I was saying to you before, you need to choose your particular strangeness before I can refer you. Once you have chosen it, don't waver. They have to believe what you're saying is true for it to work. The curse continues at Dr. Dekker's psychiatry practice, where another physician has been murdered by a patient. Found by night cleaning staff, Dr. Dekker's replacement was pinned to the chair with a paper spike. in what police are describing as a copycat murder. Jaya. You're supposed to be looking after them. How many more do we have to go through before you get a good one? Let's recap, shall we? A siren, a shapeshifter, time traveler, undead husband, teleportation, and otherworldly gods trying to take over Earth. It's an unlikely tale at the best of times, but you're also purporting to be all of these people. I think you're beyond help. You understand what you're saying and expect me to believe it? And you say I am one of your patients? Patently untrue, Doctor. If that were the case, then somehow I've managed to turn the tables on you. Which is plausible, I suppose. It's worse than we thought. Dr. Dekker is alive.
Alive?
Your new doctor is Dr. Dekker, but he's learned all the powers of his patients. God knows what he'll turn up looking like next time.
How will I know it's him?
I don't know. Ask him. I'm now thinking, whose body did we take from Henley Church? We possibly incinerated an innocent. Blast Dr. Dekker and his infectious madness.
There you go. That'll make you better. You've come a long way, haven't you? Dr. Dekker won't be long. Please, don't run out again. You know it makes the wardens happy when they get to pin a prisoner down. Don't give them the pleasure. Okay then, you take care.